Hi, you guys. Welcome back. I am working today on my uh, granny blanket, my granny stitch blanket. Granny line, whatever. It's a blanket. So that's what I'm doing today. I thought I'd bring y'all along for the ride for at least a little while. I don't have a lot of time today, so I thought we'll try to fit in as much as I can do before I have to get ready to do some other things. Because, we all have life, right? And day is a life and kind of day. So I figured we would just get this all going. This is the first row of the orange out of 3 before we switch back to the green. Guys, this blanket is really turning out very pretty. And so far I'm loving it. It's still not all that tall yet, as you can see. I don't get a lot of time to work on this one, unfortunately. I have so many other projects that I'm working on all at once, including the Granny Square winter frost blanket that I'm working on. And that one has kind of been domineering my time. And then not yesterday, a few days ago, was just a bad day. Um, and I didn't get any crocheting accomplished whatsoever. Because, that happens sometimes. And we don't get to crochet because maybe we're not home or the kids need us, or if you're like me, sometimes you just have those days where your body's just not agreeing with your idea of what you want to do that day, and you end up spending the majority of the day doing nothing because your body saw fit for a rest day, even though your brain didn't want to, because that's how it happens for me sometimes. What are you guys working on today? I would love to hear all of your creative ideas down in the comments for me, because I like to get inspiration too. And sometimes the projects that you guys are working on are what helps to inspire me to try new things. And sometimes I sit in awe of what you guys are working on, because y'all do some fabulous freaking work, let me tell you. Some of you guys out there that have been sharing some of your things, you guys do some seriously amazing crochet work. And sometimes I just sit back and go, when I grow up in my crochet, I won't be like that. Because, y'all, I'm still just a baby crocheter. I've just started to learn to walk when it comes to my crochet in a lot of ways. Some of y'all have been crocheting for years, and I've just recently, you know, just a few months ago, hit my 1 year mark. So some of y'all are much more talented than I am. Today, it's kind of a hot day out there. Although my house hasn't been feeling that way. I think my AC is like working overtime or something because it's been very cool in the house, even though it's over 100 degrees outside. And I don't keep my AC down very far because I get too cold. So getting to sit back and crochet with a blanket on my lap, y'all, that's the best. It is absolutely the best time. I am still kind of shocked that I am able to work with this worsted weight yarn because I've never been able to feel it in my hand. And I still can't. Don't take that wrong. I still can't. However, I can see it's there even though I can't feel it. And thank goodness for tension rings, y'all. Seriously. Because with this really thin yarn, I don't think I would have very good tension since I can't seem to tell that it's really there other than by seeing it. Sometimes it sticks because I don't have it um, on my spinner. I only have it in a basket. So of course the yarn is laying on itself. And unfortunately with this particular skein of yarn, I could not center pull. And I'm having to outside pull. And that kind of stinks. Not very fun. Guys, I've kind of gotten to where I am absolutely loving making granny stitches, granny clusters, I guess, in a way. I know, they're just double crochet. And I shouldn't get so excited over them, but I do because they look cute. Talk about just a classic, you know? I remember these from back in back in my younger years. My grandmother had this afghan on the back of her sofa, and it was granny stitch. Well, she also had, because she changed hers out quite often, she also had this really gorgeous. That is not correct. What am I doing? Hold on. Hold the phone. I have way too many spots on my hook. What am I doing here? Try that again. She also had a granny squares afghan. You know how you do your little granny square and end up sewing them or stitching them all together. Yeah, gorgeous. Wouldn't have the patience for that. I just wouldn't because I'm not somebody who likes to sew uh, pieces on. I don't feel like it would be any different when it came to a granny square blanket. I don't know that I would want to have to sew squares together. Not that you're sewing it with a needle. You know, I know you're stitching it on together, but I don't I don't even know that I would want to do that. apologize for that. I should have turned my phone off. I should know better. Anyway, this blanket, when it finally gets blanket size, it's just going to be an adorable fall blanket, even though it's nice and airy, because, granny stitches. That's what they're made for, right? Be a little airy. I think just check that to make sure that it wasn't anything important. Okay. Sorry about that. Just about finished this row. I would like to hear your guys' ideas on something you think that I should make next, because I've got these 2 blankets that I'm working on, but I haven't decided on my next project yet. And I think this bee might be ready for something that goes a little bit quicker. I've got my 2 long projects. Now I feel like I need a shorter project. So if y'all have any suggestions, leave those in the comments for me, and I will be going through those comments and seeing if any of those things tickle my fancy, shall we say. I will make one of your suggestions next. We'll see. Bear in mind, there are still a lot of things in crochet this bee doesn't know how to do yet. So I won't be making wearables because that's not something this bee's done yet, like at all. I'm not going to be making tops or anything like that. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Not yet. You're getting there, you guys. Are getting there. I'm sure my son would love it if I would hurry up and get there. He's wanting his PC today. And his PC is here in my room, right over there, so that I can watch him while he's on his PC. And I know he's not doing anything that a young boy his age shouldn't be doing, or stumbling upon something that he shouldn't be stumbling upon. To be fair, he sits and plays games. But you just never know, because the internet is not a safe place for kids. I'm sure he is getting pretty antsy, wanting mom to hurry up so he can have that PC. Because he doesn't get his PC every day. Limit him every other day. We are almost to the end here, you guys. We are going to wrap it at the end of this row for the day. And then, of course, we will be back tomorrow with something. I'm not sure what video is coming out tomorrow because, well, I'm recording this in June. So, just the way this works. Words in June for July videos. Almost at the end of June and almost at the end of your July, which means I am already preparing my brain for what I'll be working on in August, which for me will be July. Because I like to stay a month ahead with my content so that if something comes up, I don't have to worry about not having a video drop on any given day, because I do release content on a daily basis, whether it be a long form or a short shorts. Wow, I can't talk. Either way you go, some form of content drops every day here in the quiet place. And I always drop my videos at noon Central Time. Noon Central, which would be 1 p.m. Eastern. Guys, we did it. We got to the end of that row. Can you believe it? Hallelujah. You're so good. Almost to the end. I like to get my first granny stitch in on the new row before I set my work down for any amount of time, so I know where I'm at. All right, you guys, thank you for being patient with me and sitting here with me today while I work on this gorgeous blanket. I will be back again tomorrow with something. So until then, be you always. Bye, y'all.